Why, hello, everyone. Welcome to Jolene's Happy Time Craftcast. I am indeed Joleen, and it's so nice to see you on this beautiful Wednesday. I'm kind of kidding because it is like it's soupy here in Minnesota today, and I was working over in the house. We have a retreat starting tomorrow, and I'm very excited about it. The retreat that we're doing tomorrow is mixed media collage, and we're going to be making lots of miniatures and doing lots of different collage techniques. And my partner in crime, Barb, is so good and so smart and so knowledgeable, and so Barb and I have amazing things planned, but it's the pregame, right, for a retreat. So we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're getting everything ready to go. And so, yeah, I'm a toasty gal this morning, but it's lovely to see you. And thank you so much for joining us. I always appreciate it. Today's guest, you're gonna be excited about this one, friends, because Tammy is a crafter just like us, and she came up with something so smart. I'm going to let her tell you more about it, but she's a crafter and an inventor, basically. So let me tell you more about Tammy Murdock. She is a Canadian artist with a playful, curious approach to creativity. She has always embraced a wide variety of mediums, just like us, from art journaling and urban sketching to embroidery and sewing. Tammy is the maker and inventor behind Embellish Studios and her own brilliant tool called the Lap Studio. So she's got it here. You can see it. It's so cool. Born of her own creative need, and it's now used by artists everywhere. And it's my absolute pleasure. And I know you will help me doing a very good job welcoming Tammy to the Happy Time Craftcast. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Joleen. Hi,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's start, right, with tell us about, so you're sitting there crafting, you're like doing your thing, and then you invent slash create, come up with this lap studio. Like, tell
Mhm.
us about that. What is it? What happened? Like, give us that origin story.
Well, forever, I have done all kinds of arts, all
Yes.
kinds of crafts.
Yes.
And every time I start a new one, always try to blend my last obsession. So I'm like, okay, I was an acrylic painter.
Yeah.
So let's have, well, the other thing I have is like I need every color of
Oh, sure.
everything.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I have every color of acrylic paint. And so then I'm like, "Oh, watercolor."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so I have every color of watercolor, and then I find a new brand of watercolor.
Right.
And then I hear about urban sketching
Yep.
and stuff, and I'm like, I don't wanna bring acrylic
Right.
to urban sketch, like, that is way too complicated,
Right. You want to
and
grab and go, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
no cool kids do that. So
And that's what we are, Tammy. We are indeed
exactly,
the cool kids.
exactly. So being a cool kid with,
Yes,
with
naturally.
all the supplies, I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, how do I hold my stuff?"
Right. Right.
Yeah. So I kept well, actually, I kept buying things. This
Yes,
is
we
really
all do this.
honest. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I have a super expensive one that is really fancy,
Mhm.
and it doesn't hold every option. It holds
Sure.
one option. And
Sure.
so I'm like, I don't want it to hold one of my journals. I want it to hold like a tiny one or a
Right.
big one.
Right.
So, I kept doing that. Like I don't know how many things I bought, but
Right.
I kept thinking, ah. So, and also not just for urban sketching, but for when I'm at home on the
Yep.
couch.
Yep.
And if you have chronic illness,
Mhm.
you'll understand you spend a lot of time in your little comfy nest.
Right.
And I, having many of those things, would have this surrounding of supplies around
Right.
me. I'm like, I got all the supplies. I'm ready to go. And I put a pillow on my lap and I'm like,
Oh,
oh, if I'm doing watercolor on a pillow, you're
sure.
gonna have
Tricky.
all these things running
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
make a mess. And it's also, I don't want something heavy.
Right.
So I invented this lap studio
Okay,
many
so
a
just wait, wait,
time.
wait, wait. You invented, like you mocked it up, you designed
Oh,
it, you had it
yeah,
made. Like,
yes.
Tammy, that's so
Mhm.
awesome.
It yeah, is really fun, and I made some very bizarre mock-ups, and
Oh, sure, sure,
yeah,
sure.
they're all over the house, and I kept getting my girls to try and use them.
Yeah. So where did you
Yeah,
land? Like, where did you land after all the prototypes and whatnot?
yeah. Well, I ended up with this as as lightweight, um, plastic as I could, and right now I
Sure.
can't think of the name, but yet still be sturdy enough for whatever you want,
Right.
whether you're at home or out, to
Yes.
open your book,
Yep.
to clip it on, to attach your watercolor palettes, your collage materials, your glues, your pens, your brushes, um, what basically anything,
Yeah.
that's not humongous.
Yes.
I'm like, finally, I did
Yep.
it, and it can fold fairly small, and it can fit in your art bag,
So,
home
okay, so
or real.
The lab studio is exactly how it sounds. It is a tool that artists can use on their lap. It's lightweight, made of plastic, and you're not committed to size of
Mhm,
your substrate or sketchbook.
mhm.
And well, can you show it to us by chance?
I could, I could. So, here it
Oh
is.
my gosh. Okay.
Hard to see because it's black,
Okay.
and then it opens up, and it has
Awesome.
Velcro to hold there.
Oh, and that's what keeps it
But
open, so you have, like, a
yeah,
longer, like,
yeah,
desk area?
yeah, and then that one
So
fell off, so we'll ignore that one. This one, I call the bridge.
okay.
So that holds it open.
Wow.
So it's yeah, that's a good way to show it.
Yeah, that
And
looks
then
great.
yeah, and
And
then
then those
this
cute
piece,
silver what are the cute silver knobs at the top? Oh, that comes off too!
yeah, so they can go
Oh
any
my
place.
gosh.
And then
So
those are for pens or paintbrushes, um, or fabric chalk.
look at that. So you can, like, design it as you need to use it.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
love that surface area. So I work in the car a lot.
Yeah,
Um
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a driver. Um, no,
Yes.
I hate driving when we go anywhere, so so
Yeah.
I always have a project, always, always, and,
Mhm.
this past weekend, I was in the car a lot. We went to see family, and it was 5 hours each direction,
Oh,
so I
wow,
had
yeah.
10 hours of crafting, which I totally loved,
Yeah.
but I was coiling paper. So I was using, like, a bead rolling tool and a glue stick, and I was just kind of all over the place. It would have been so
Mhm.
nice to have something to, like,
Mhm.
keep everything I was kinda working in the air in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
get that so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And there's
So
a pouch that they're all sold right now, but I can make them. There's a pouch that, you also get,
yeah,
so it's made of, this really cool, like, paper leathery, it's called Crafttex, and it
cool.
lasts forever. It's the coolest, stuff. So there's a
Craftex.
pouch that I sew, and then it comes in a little bag that you can just drop in your bag.
Oh my
And
gosh.
kids, works
I
so good with
love
kids in the backseat of the car.
yeah, I
And my
love 'em.
grandson used it, and he's 2.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I want okay, so you invented the lap
Yeah.
studio, you got this thing made, it's ready to go. So if I want a lap studio, where do I
Yes.
buy it?
I have an Etsy shop
Okay,
where you can get it on Etsy, but you can also get it on my website.
okay. I will be sure
Yeah.
to link all of those things in our show notes so people can
Okay.
find you. And I know that you have a special little treat for our listeners today.
I
Do you
do.
wanna tell them what it is, and then I'll tell them the URL?
Okay. I have 25% off for you guys because you're so special
Oh,
and
that's
you're
so
my people.
They are special. I love them so much.
Yeah.
So friends, let me repeat that for you. So if you want to try out the Lap Studio, created, invented, developed here by Tammy Murdock, it is embellishstudios.com and then a / happy time. And that's for a 25% off discount, which is very, very, very generous of you. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
so all of us can enjoy this Lap Studio. I wish I would have had it last weekend, but I'm going to get one now because I'll be
Yes.
in that car again. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've invented this Lap Studio. You have been a maker, creator, crafter like me your whole life.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
and do you have like a favorite? Could you pick a favorite medium or project or technique? Like, are also like me, I kind of get in phases. I don't know if I have
Totally.
a favorite. I kind of jump around a little bit.
Same. Right
Okay.
now,
So
like
what phase are you in is probably a
right
better
now,
question.
I am in the embroidery phase.
Okay.
It
And are
is
you embroidering on fabric, on paper? Like where are you plopping it?
fabric.
Fabric.
Fabric, yeah. I also
Okay.
make bags, so some
Okay.
of it's going on bags.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
just started sewing dresses, so I'm wondering if I can put it, like,
Mm,
on collars or something,
yeah, of course.
but I
Absolutely.
sorry, like, listen.
Oh, good grief. Oh my gosh, friends, if you are listening and you can't see this. Wait, wait, wait. So she says she's into embroidery and it is like it's like an artscape of like really cool stitches and I see a bumblebee and butterflies and
Mhm.
oh my gosh, just look at that texture and dimension. Tammy, you're not messing around.
Oh, no, I don't, I go all in.
Yeah, right. What is that rainbow looking thing? Is that
Um, this?
like a little inchworm? Yeah.
It's just a swirly.
Just a swirly. All right.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. And what are you using as your substrate? That looks sturdy.
It's just fabric, but I have, like, the rip-off, um,
Oh, sure.
whatever
To
that's
give you a
called.
little more heft on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then when it's done, you actually can just tear
Tear
away.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So I've been in a bit of an embroidery phase myself. Please let me know in the
Mhm.
comments if you are in this phase as well. But I've actually been embroidering on paper. Um,
Oh,
and it's really quite satisfying because you pre-punch your holes, otherwise,
mhm,
you'd ruin your paper. And the
mhm.
only thing that's a little bit frustrating is it's a little bit harder to come from behind. Like you have to keep like flipping over your work,
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
where you're headed. And
mhm,
it was actually on the show last week when we were talking about like let's say you're doing a collage and you have like a really interesting person,
mhm.
but they need a different hairdo. Why not add that with some
Right.
fiber? And I just love it. I think it is just so like liberating and so fun.
Yeah,
So how long have you been in this embroidery phase?
about a year now.
Okay, so it's a longer phase.
It is a longer one, yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's
I can
awesome.
stick to for a while.
Right,
Just enough to
right.
collect everything.
I know, to get all the things. That's a common joke here on the Happy Time Craftcast. We talk
Is
about
it?
how using supplies and buying the supplies are like
Mhm.
almost independent hobbies, and that there's nothing wrong with either one. Like they're both great.
Yeah. How many times have you been watching a class or a interview or whatever, and the person is saying what they use, and then
Oh,
you're typing it into Amazon, and
and
then
they oh god,
as they
yeah.
finish, you're hitting buy.
Oh yeah. Last week we were talking about graphite watercolor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that landed in the cart like lightning speed because I've never tried that, so I'm excited to try that. So
That's fun.
so do you have then like a so you're in an embroidery phase, but like my folks here at the Happy Time, we love supplies. We love talking about supplies. We like favorites. So like
Mm.
what's in a favorite space for you right now?
Oh, I really love, pencil crayons.
Oh, say more.
Oh, and I love Caran d'Ache,
Yep, yep. I never know
and
if I'm saying it right. I'm always like Crandy I think your way is right.
Yeah, I think maybe yours is not quite there.
I just like to be fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so say it again. What's the real
Yeah.
name?
Karan Dosh.
Karan Dash. Okay.
I
Not
think
Nash. All right.
somewhat,
Karan Dash.
somewhat,
All right.
somewhat French. And I can't think of what the brand is. Anyway, the top, of course, I want the top end
Sure.
of them. And then they're so soft
Yes.
and blendable. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you have like the analogous colors,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you can blend the lighter yellow into the medium yellow into the
Right.
dark yellow and just get this creamy, luscious.
And so they activate with water, right? If you get the right
No,
one.
no,
Okay, they do not
no,
activate with water.
no.
Okay.
But then I have those too.
Right. And those are
Yeah.
something Neo 2, is that what those are called?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Neo 2 crayons.
Yes, I love
Those are
those so
in art
much.
journals, yeah.
Oh, they're so great, but gosh
Yeah.
darn, those are spendy.
They
Those
are,
are on the higher end. You gotta
yeah.
everyone's always talking about, coupons at Blick. I never get a
Mm.
dang coupon. Do you get a coupon?
Well, they're not in Canada.
Oh, okay.
No.
So
So
that
I
won't
don't,
help you at all. Well,
no.
whoever's got a lock on this Blick coupon, like, I wanna know about it because I wanna say, like, the set of the Neo 2s are, like I mean, they come in lots of different sizes, but, like,
Mhm.
I have my eye on one that's, like, $65, maybe something like
Mhm.
that. So and I think
Mhm.
too, like when I'm just trying out a new supply, I kinda like to dabble. I mean, I enter a little slower, just because I
Mm.
have so much. So, like, I
Right.
dabble, and then I fall in love, and then like you, I need all of them,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I kind of pretend I'm dabbling by watching someone else dabble.
dabble, right?
I'm like, "Oh, yeah,
I love
full on
that
dabble."
honesty, Tammy, that's hilarious. Like, I mean, that's, like, exactly what we all do. So, okay, so bring me on over then to art journaling. You
Mm.
mentioned that, blending colors in an art journal page is, like, absolutely thrilling and fun.
Yeah.
You and I both have been, published in Strawberry Moon Magazine.
Mhm.
If you are not familiar with Strawberry Moon Magazine, please get yourself a
Mm.
copy. It's strawberrymoonmag.com, I believe. And it is just a wonderful publication, and it's like a playground for art journalers.
Yeah.
And there are calls for submissions all the time. There's galleries, there's instructions, there's tutorials, there are think pieces. Suzanne Early, the editor and publisher, is a friend of mine and the show, and she's just so good at what she does. I love
Mhm.
even the paper that it's printed on.
I
And
know.
Suzanne isn't like sliding me any bucks for this either. Like, I just love, love, love that publication. And I keep it
Mhm.
out on my coffee table. When I say magazine, it's not the kind of magazine that you recycle. This is like an encyclopedic thing you keep forever
Mhm.
and ever. So anyway, so
Mhm.
you and I have both been in there.
Yes.
So talk to me about what kind of art journaler are you right now?
Right now. I love making the most insane, wacky figures,
Yeah?
like collage with collage.
Okay, okay. So a little
Like,
bit absurdist, would you say?
oh, yeah, good
Love
one.
it. I love absurd collage. I think it's so cool.
Yes, yes. Um, and I love color, so
Yep.
I sp and do you want me to tell you the sort of the order that I do it?
Yes, please. We'd love that. Yeah.
And I've named it just to be super cheesy.
Okay, I love that.
Okay, so there's 3 steps,
Okay.
not 4.
School for the gifted. Yeah.
3 steps. Okay, so the first step,
Yeah.
I call that one "frame it."
Okay.
You get your paper, whether
Yep.
it's in a book or a sheet or whatever. You
Yeah.
cut out rectangles
Okay.
or washi tape,
Yep. You
whether it's
somehow frame it.
painted paper, collage,
Mhm.
anything.
Yep.
Stick it down, then so that's called frame it.
Yep.
The next one is landscape it.
Oh.
So then you use your, pencil crayons, your Neocolors, your, um, pan pastels, your all the things that you've bought, and you're like,
Mhm.
"What do I do with these?"
Yeah.
So, this landscape can be something where you just, you know, jelly plate papers, like
Yeah.
anything, but it wants to be backgroundish.
Okay. So not in the foreground
So
yet. We're still
yeah,
building
s
up.
yeah. You want
Mhm.
things to be kinda blurry maybe
Mhm.
or soft,
Yeah.
not really harsh. And then the 3rd step is populate it. And populating it is with creatures and critters and people and mermaids and cats, of
Of
course,
course.
chickens,
Yes.
um, anything. It's bears.
Love
Um,
it.
yeah. So I seem to do, and I know you were talking about bears a while ago,
Mhm.
were you wanting it? And I was
I
like,
got a whole bear situation going on in my mind. Yes.
yeah. So I often do as well. So
Mhm.
I I can kinda show you, but I don't know if I have, but then that's not a visual, it's not an audio way to put
Oh,
it.
right, right. But I
Yeah,
love this idea of like, okay, so frame it, landscape it, populate it.
yeah.
Um, and then like, would you say that when you're art journaling, are you thinking about, because were you ever a scrapbooker?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so remember back in the day when we were all scrapbooking and we would
Mhm.
like investigate spreads
Oh,
and
yeah.
we would like save spreads and do a spread and like, all of that.
Mhm,
I did that too, and I kind of use spreads almost like patterns or ideas of where to
mhm,
go. I guess
mhm,
when I'm art journaling, I feel so much more free,
mhm,
creatively liberated,
mhm.
because another set of eyes may or may not see what I'm
Yeah.
creating. It's so much more process oriented than results
Mhm.
oriented.
Yeah.
And, I guess too, when I've got folks coming for art journaling workshops, this is something we talk about a lot. And,
Mhm.
I get this question from family.
Mhm.
Not from people who get it, but from
Yeah,
people outside our orbit who are like, "I just don't get what you do with it. Like, what do you
yeah,
do with it?" And this
yeah.
concept of creating just to create or playing just to play, um,
Mhm,
I feel like some of us have gaps there. Even those of
mhm.
us who do this, we kinda get in
Yeah.
this space of, "Why am I putting in so much effort when no one will ever see it?" So what are your thoughts on this?
I have a lot of thoughts on it
Yeah.
because, um, it's when I first started, I was the same too, like,
Yeah.
is it, you know, what a waste. I'm not gonna hang it on the wall or sell it or,
Right.
and
Right.
then I'm like, "Well, you know what? Like, I feel better doing it.
Mhm.
I'm actually using a lot of my supplies.
Mhm.
I'm also having fun collecting supplies. I'm
Yeah.
having fun, collecting all my collage fodder."
I love
And
fodder.
then when I'm sitting down to do it, it's like a release of kind of
Mhm.
probably endorphins,
Mhm,
of
mhm,
kind of that joy and playfulness, to
mhm.
use the really overused word, but it is play, and it's
Yeah.
like a little playground for us,
Mhm,
and, it's if it wasn't actually already a serious thing, it kind of is like art therapy for
mhm,
me. You
mhm,
can get through some pretty heavy duty emotions and then
mhm.
cover it up and make it pretty.
Right.
Yeah, I
Agreed. I
it
totally agree,
no.
and I think too that, like, a couple of things came across my I was I have a habit of, I've been looking for, a pair of shoes on Amazon, and
Mhm.
I'm learning their behaviors a little bit, like, sometimes the things I look at are on sale, like, early in the morning, or if I've been looking at it for a while. Did you know this? It, like, comes up, like, with a it's, like, almost like a loss leader, like, they know the psychology. They're like, "Jolene will buy this if it's a little bit cheaper, and then she'll buy a whole bunch of other crap she doesn't need." So it's
Yeah.
like the psychology, like they've got me. But
Yes.
anyway, so I've been looking at these shoes anyway, And at the bottom, there's that like other things you might like recommended for you.
Yes, yes.
And one of them today was a book called Your Brain on Art.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, Bezos has my number.
I was
Like,
gonna say, big
he's
fan
got
on it.
me all dialed in
Yeah.
because I was like, that sounds incredible, first of all.
Mhm.
And I don't know why some of us need this legitimacy to like
Yeah.
the scientific legitimacy behind being a
Mhm.
creative or being an artist. And,
Yeah.
I think for some of us, and I'll use I statements, I've got some old garbage like surrounding this
Mhm.
idea.
Mhm.
I remember years ago, years and years and years ago, I showed a family member my scrapbooks, and
Mhm.
I was very proud of them. And um, my family member said, "Wow, somebody has too much time on their hands."
Oh, yes. I got that
And,
too.
oh,
Yeah.
man, it just cut, like and I
Yeah.
think I might have thought about it too long, like, "Should I be spending my time differently?" And,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
but I think some of us have these garbage, like, projections from others,
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
are still kinda milling around in there and
Yeah.
cluttering it up. Um,
Mhm.
and so I think the more that we can encourage and support each other to be in these spaces that, it's
Mhm.
kind of like, I mean, I am a Gen Xer, like
Mhm.
classic, in that I am driven into hyper productivity. And
Right.
if I'm not productive, I get anxious, right?
Right.
Like I'm
Yeah.
wasting time, or I don't know what this is
Yeah.
about our generation, but it's
Yeah.
nuts. It's nuts.
Mhm.
But I was talking with my friend Paige, and Paige is doing one of my projects from a Pick Your Projects retreat. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but um, for those of you listening, the Pick Your Projects retreat at Big Raven Farm is where you come to the farm and then you pick from a list of projects of mine, and there's probably about 30 on there. And then you
Mhm.
come to the retreat, and then I will help you make this project. Well, one of them, it's a Dickens of a project. Like it is very time intensive. And one of the things that you have to do is you have to take a strip of paper. It's about an inch and a half wide, maybe 2 inches, and you fold it in half, one, two, three times to make a little square. And that square then fills up the negative space in some other sculptures that you've made out of paper strips. And the more you squeeze these little folded pieces together, the more you can fit in. And
Mm.
it's a nightmare because you are folding paper for an eternity.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to Paige last night, so far she has folded the equivalent of two whole books worth
Wow.
of yes, worth of strips. So imagine like a Reader's Digest condensed book that's then cut into 5 strips. She's folded 10 of those. So 2 whole books worth, and she's still not even done. And
Whoa.
I would imagine she's got people in her life looking at her going, "Girl, what are you doing?"
I hope she loves it.
Well, I don't know if she's cursing my name or like if she's like
Yeah.
still, enjoying the process. But my
Yeah.
point is, it takes as long as it takes, right? Like it to
Exactly.
right, to get the outcome that we're looking for. And like
Mhm.
I feel like too, like in my art practice, I'm doing so much better. I mean, Tammy, don't get me wrong, I will curse
Mhm.
a blue streak when I'm in the middle of it. Like, God, this is taking so long.
Yeah.
But in the end, I'm still always glad I did it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think this whole timetable that we're on, like, I don't
Mhm.
get why we do that. And I'm trying really hard to knock it off.
Yeah. You're not trying, you are.
Mhm,
Someone told
mhm,
me that.
mhm.
If we're thinking it, we're not trying, we actually are
Right,
doing it.
right, that's a very good point, that's a very good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm sorry, I got in a little bit of a little wormhole there.
That's okay.
So let me ask you then, so when you are in your art journaling space,
Mhm.
do you build your own book? Do you use a sketchbook? Like, what's your favorite way to get there?
I make mine.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda
I
junk journal
yeah.
style. Yeah.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah.
So do you sew your signatures in, or do you use the
Mhm.
traveler's notebook style?
I do traveler's notebook style.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
and
It's
I
my
love
favorite to continue to add pages. I just
yeah.
or signatures. I love that
Mhm.
part so much.
Yeah, me too.
Um, so we had a question actually. It's kind of like a new little feature that we're doing here at Happy
Mhm.
Time where people are sending in questions like
Okay.
ask the crafters.
Yeah.
The one that I got in our email box, I got 3 this week.
Mhm.
One of them was, can you talk about your favorite adhesives for art journaling? You want
Mm,
to take that one first?
sure. Um, I use, YooHoo glue
Mm,
stick,
mhm, mhm,
and then if it's yeah, I wouldn't use, like, matte medium,
mhm. You stay
in
kind
my
of
journal.
dry. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that's expensive stuff, I would hang that on the
Yeah,
wall.
I agree with you. In my art journal, I tend to stay with not so wet of an
Yeah,
adhesive,
yeah.
just because you can move on and you don't have to
Mhm.
worry about pages sticking together, um,
Exactly. Yeah,
right? And it just, like,
yeah,
get a little bit
yeah,
further along, I would
yeah,
say.
yeah.
So if it's in a book, I agree with you, but I've been actually testing glue sticks lately.
Mhm.
We had another guest who recommended the Prit. Have you ever tried
Mhm.
the Prit?
Mhm. I
Uh,
haven't I haven't seen it before here.
yeah, Pritt. It's a
Mhm.
little on the stinky side,
Hmm.
but it's got quick dwell time, and, I really like it. Like, so far, like,
Oh.
so good. I think it's really pretty awesome. So the
Oh,
Pritt,
good.
and then the yellow Yoo-hoo,
Mhm.
um, and then, as far as, like, Elmer's, Amazon, like, all of those, like,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that I find them intolerable,
Mhm. Yeah,
right?
same.
Yeah,
If
like,
I'm
they get
really
the job done.
yeah, if something's really not sticking, I have, it's made by Scotch, and it's a
Oh, yeah. I was just
liquid.
using that one this weekend. It's like, permanent it's like the Scotch permanent glue stick.
Yeah, no, it's a liquid glue. But, I mean,
Oh,
but the glue stick does too, but the liquid glue is what I used, almost right from the beginning in
okay.
scrapbooking.
Nice.
I
Do you get
wasn't in
little, warpy
not
bits, or
e
does it flush right out?
no, I just kinda drag the tip along
Mhm.
the edge, and I do a straight line instead
Yep.
of going like this,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
if it does bubble,
Mhm.
it's it could be more like a feature than a bug.
A bug? More like
Yeah,
a feature than a bug, yeah.
yeah.
When I use glue, I use kind of a really like a fine point nose. It's in a different bottle than it usually comes in because 'cause I'm making them
Mhm,
travel size. But I
mhm.
tend to fan it out with my fingers so that it
Mhm.
doesn't, like, seep out and, like,
Yeah,
give you one of those glue boogers, which are just,
yeah,
more of a
yeah,
bug than a feature.
yeah, yeah.
But that's a great question. I mean, I love talking adhesives.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, the next one we got is, can you talk about your favorite mark making tools?
Oh. I have a thing for fountain pens,
Mhm.
and so I love that the different nibs
Oh,
as
yeah.
you're kind of, put them on different angles, make all
Yep.
different lines, and I
Mm,
like the extra, extra fine ones,
yeah.
um, and, um, I love using the back of a paintbrush
Oh, you
to
the back, you mean like the top?
yeah, like the tip
To
of
make
the
dots?
handle. Yeah.
Nice,
And you can
nice.
either make dots or, like, you can if you get the right sort of dampness of watercolor, you can kind of release the color in
Oh,
watercolor.
yeah, and pull
So,
back.
like, you make it dry,
Yeah,
you can lift, or you can drag, watercolor with the brush.
that's a really cool
Mhm.
idea. Um,
Mhm.
I keep a Ziploc baggie of circles. I feel
Mm.
like when especially when I'm in collage, like, if I'm looking at a piece that I'm like, "God, I just don't know what it needs a
Mhm.
circle."
Yeah.
Um, and so I have, lids from, milk jugs, I have the ends of old tubes, I have the container that the laughing cow cheese comes in.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
I have all like, if it's a circle, I, like, keep it. And
Mhm.
then, like, yesterday when I was playing around, I painted my circle with, just a paint pen and then
Yeah.
dabbed it on what I was doing. So it wasn't like a full and complete color saturation. It was like a little bit
Mhm.
more broken out and piecey. And I
Mhm.
really like that. So it looks like a
Yeah.
little bit more distressed. Um,
Yeah.
so I like that. So circles for me.
Mhm.
And I also, like you were describing with the watercolor brush, I like
Mhm.
taking a really heavily saturated brush marker and going
Mhm.
from tip to the bigger bloom on the end to make like
Mhm.
a petal shape.
Yeah, love that
Yeah,
too.
I love that too. Just
Yeah.
bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
bloop really
Yeah.
fast and like,
Yeah.
and of course I work in, threes or odd numbers, like it
Same.
can't be,
Yeah.
right? It can't be just
Yeah.
two. It has to be three,
No.
5, 7
No.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
No, your odd numbers. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Whenever I see other people's stuff, either like on their mantelpiece or
Mhm.
in art, I'm like, "Okay, that's weird. They only have 2.
Right.
Can
Right. If it's
I just
not
help?"
free, I don't get it,
Yeah.
right? If you're here with us live, I would love your comments, please, on that if you agree.
Yeah.
Tammy and I are right. So, I mean, you're welcome to jump in, but
Yeah.
things have to be odd. They
Yeah.
must
And
be
don't put it in the middle. Whatever you do, just don't put it in the
right?
middle.
Exactly. Well, I have
Mhm.
to tell you too, like, this wasn't a question, but it was actually a
Mhm.
discovery. Yesterday I was messing around preparing for tomorrow's retreat,
Mhm.
and I had an ink tense pencil.
Mhm.
So who is that? What brand is that? Do you remember? Is that
Derwent,
Derwent?
I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was too lazy to go get clean water, so
Mhm.
I dipped the entire pencil in the water on my work table, and I have
Mhm.
2. I'm a hero. I have 1 for
Mhm.
glue and 1 for paint.
Yeah. Good. Good. Good.
So I stuck it in the one for paint, and it was
Yeah.
only in there for a second, even though this water was very dirty, but anyway.
Mhm.
So I put the whole tip of the pencil in the water to activate it, and then I just
Mhm.
kinda dried it on, like, a paper towel, and
Mhm.
then I rubbed that into the collage that I was making with my finger
Mhm.
and got, like,
Mhm.
a really cool color wash. I was outlining
Mhm.
a flower, so instead of outlining it with a Stabilo, I used
Yeah.
this guy instead, and then just
Mhm.
really mushed the color around. So to
Mhm.
your point about kind of landscape, like I was
Mhm.
creating some depth so that
Yeah.
my focal point, the flower on the top would pop a little bit.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
love that as a technique
Yeah.
too. And when you said play with all these toys that you have, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I couldn't agree more. I think the art
Mhm.
journal is the perfect place
It
to do
is.
that,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
there's no risk.
Yeah. Exactly. You
Right?
could
Just play
collage over
it.
it.
Yes, exactly. Just play
Yeah.
with those things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my gosh. So Tammy,
Mhm.
any other final, like, okay, so you are on Art Journaler's Island and you
Mhm.
get to tell people like this one thing that is like either your favorite thing to do, your favorite tool, like what is your best art journaling nugget?
Okay, but what do we have already?
It's your island. It's your island. You got
Okay.
whatever you want.
Okay. I have my art journal and it's in my traveler's notebook.
Yes.
Um, is watercolor one thing?
Yes. Whatever. It's your
Okay.
game.
Yeah. I think I would have a fine nib fountain pen, watercolor, and a brush.
Oh. So
'Cause I
this
could do
fountain, you're inspiring
yeah.
me with this fountain pen thing. I don't
Mhm.
really like I have a couple, but I don't really play with them. So I feel like my take look at you. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
go do it right now." I feel like the
Plan.
the conversation is to get those fountain pens out. Do you have those weird ones that are like I have dip pens.
Oh,
Do you
those are fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
was I was influenced Deborah, if you're listening, I was influenced by Deborah, who was using hers, when she was here at a retreat, and it was like,
Mhm.
I kind of, like, really loved the way the color kinda spiraled around the end of that glassy bit,
Yeah.
like, they're
Oh, a
fast
glass dip pen.
Yes, glass ones,
Oh, yeah,
and they're
yeah.
highly pigmented, and
Mm,
I feel like I need some inspiration or ideas, like, what do you like, now that I have these cool things, maybe I
mhm.
just need to play, but anyway.
Yeah. I
Okay,
love doing lettering with fountain
okay,
pens, and
nice.
so you can do your, like, outline lettering.
What is your opinion with, us art journalers who get weird about our handwriting and our handwriting ruining our pages? Discuss.
It makes me sad.
Tell me why.
Yeah, because whoever looks at these
Mhm.
is not judging. They're not judging. They want to know you. And they'll be
Yeah.
like, imagine if you looked at an art journal that your grandma made and you saw a
Oh,
message from her. So it's like,
or even her handwriting. Like, I wouldn't
yeah,
care what it said.
exactly. Exactly. So if she writes a quote or, she chose it,
Yeah.
all right, I'll bring it back to me. Like, I choose what to say.
Yeah.
I look at other like fonts or
Mhm.
handwritten things, and my journals are full. I barely ever use my stamps anymore.
Right.
Um, it's just handwriting. You can fit it in to a space, especially if you start with the last letter
Yeah.
of where you need to end and your first letter where you need to start, if
Yeah.
it's limited space. But
Mhm.
I think that everyone would love to see your writing, even if you feel nervous about using it.
I think
It
that is
can be
really
a
good
leap.
advice. And Tammy, I feel inspired by that statement
Mm.
because I'm one of those who shies away from it
Oh.
because I mean, I have cute handwriting. It's okay.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like if I were like, I don't have the kind like my friend Christy or my friend Desiree who are just
Mhm.
like they could put it on a coffee mug and sell it, like
Right, yeah,
I don't have
yeah,
that kind.
yeah. You
I
can
have like
hold it.
tolerable kind, and I
Yeah,
shy away from it. So I love what you're saying about like posterity and the future and
yeah.
like
Even yourself, right?
right, even myself. And honest to goodness, like I can conjure up visions of my grandma Shirley's handwriting because she wrote her name in all of her books.
Mhm.
My grandma Myrtle, I can't think of a place I've ever even seen it.
Right.
So that's very interesting. That's some
Yeah,
food for thought. I appreciate
yeah.
that.
And if
Thank
you put greeting cards, if you have,
you. Mhm,
cards that special people have written to you,
mhm, mhm.
I use those pieces in my journals because that's their writing.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I carry, an index card, um, that my dad wrote a note to me on. It's just a
Mhm.
cute, silly little note,
Yeah.
and I keep it in my date book, so I see it every day. And
Mhm.
of all of my dad's possessions and he's been gone a while now, so,
Mhm.
um, it's my favorite thing, and I love like, every day when I open my date book, it's just right there,
Mhm.
and it's that connection between his handwriting, he was
Yeah,
here, he left a mark, held a
yeah,
pen,
yeah. How
it's
more
like
personal could it be,
yeah,
right?
it's so much better than,
Yeah.
like, a thing,
Mhm.
like a
Yeah.
sweater or whatever, which
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, Tammy, this has been so fun, but before I mean, we're almost out of time, but I know, right? It goes so fast, but before I let you
Mhm.
go,
Mhm.
we have to get to what has become, like, a favorite segment for for Happy Time regulars.
Yeah.
And we ask our guests a series of questions, and we ask them the same questions, and it gives us a chance to get to know you a little bit better. And you can give one word answers, you can elaborate. It's your time. So
Okay.
hopefully they're not too hard, but here's the first one. So,
Okay.
Tammy, what is your favorite word?
Ephemeral.
That's like a true art journaler. I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great word too. It sounds like it reminds me of what did I call it? What are I'm now that I said it wrong, I can't say it right. Carn de Nash. What are they really?
Caran dash.
Say it again.
Caran dash.
Karan. Karan dash, not Carn
Yeah.
de Nash.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds
Mm.
like that. Like it sounds like a fancy word.
I know. It's beautiful. It's like plants that come and
Yeah.
grow. Shout out to my mom, Shirley, who's probably watching this. Um,
Which we
plants that come
appreciate.
up and they grow, and then when they die, they just disappear, and then
Mhm.
they come up again. And so
Mhm.
they're ephemeral. They disappear, but they're still there. And
Right.
beautiful. I love how it flows.
Yeah, I love it too. And I mean,
Mhm.
I love ephemeral.
Yeah, same. That was my favorite. So it was
Right? So there's lots of
got more
applications.
fancy.
Right, right, much more
Yeah,
fancy,
yeah,
Condé Nast.
yeah.
I think right now, my favorite word, it's like my arts and crafts life that I have
Mhm.
seasons and phases.
Yes.
Um, so I'm in a grateful phase right now in that,
Yes.
um, again, Gen X behaviors of productivity and chasing.
Mhm.
And I am intentionally being in these moments and trying not to chase every single second of my life, right?
Yes.
Like, I've
Yes.
arrived. It's good. It's good.
Mhm.
Let's just maybe
Yeah.
be in this for 5
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah.
Jolene.
Mhm.
All
Yes.
right. So, do you have a least favorite word?
Protrude.
Do you care to elaborate?
No.
It's hilarious. I love that.
It's like
Is it the way it sounds?
the way it sounds, and then it's not ever used for really, like, nice things, right?
Right.
Like, chocolate doesn't protrude.
Right, right. I love it. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Or
I get it.
tea.
I get it where I get it. That's one of those, it's kind of like it's a marginal word where you're just like, I don't know if I it sounds inappropriate even
It
though
does.
it's not.
I have a few other words that really are inappropriate.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I let's see, my least favorite word, a few shows now in a row, it's been bruh or bro,
Yeah.
because my son calls me that, and it just like it's like nails on a chalkboard, which he probably doesn't even know that reference in the age of whiteboard.
Right.
Um,
That's
um,
hilarious.
but I want to say right now, my least favorite word is rush. And not so much the sound of it or the action of it, but I hate being in the state of rushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's kinda like when we go somewhere, I just wanna go early because I don't wanna rush,
Yeah.
like, I wanna stop and get a coffee if I feel like it, like, I wanna slow down a little bit, and so
Yeah.
this idea of, like, the hustle, I have a
Yeah.
theme today. I'm like,
You
"I
do.
slow
Yes.
down a little bit."
Take some deep breaths.
Right, exactly. Do
Mhm.
some of that
Mhm.
yoga I'm always talking about. All right. All right, this one's very, 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 very serious
Okay.
because it's lunchtime and I love toast. But
Toast.
Tammy, what is the best kind of sandwich? This is very important.
So many, so many. Okay. Okay, don't listen now, mom. Um, fresh bread
Okay.
with Kraft peanut butter
Okay.
and, like, homemade strawberry jam
Okay.
and margarine.
And what was that last word?
And, like, margarine, Kraft peanut butter,
Oh,
strawberry jam, homemade
interesting.
strawberry jam.
Okay, okay. And
But
margarine.
yeah, I just love
Interesting.
it so much. I mean, I also could go with, like, the common grilled cheese answer.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So there's sort of like that's the hot and that's my cold.
Right, right. That is an
My
interesting answer.
husband does for grilled cheese, he does have a cool thing though that he does. Well, I made him do once because he's good at flipping things over. But I read this thing, probably Pinterest or whatever,
Yeah.
that you grate some cheese, you put it on the top of the bread,
What?
and then you flip it. And so, like, when something oozes out the cheese and it's like this, oh, and it kind of gets that little burnty
Oh, I
grilled cheese
love
bit.
burnt cheese, yes.
That's on the edge of your grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
It
Okay,
is.
so I do like a good PB&J. I don't have as many specifics with, like,
Mm,
you know, um,
mhm.
but I have to have potato chips smashed in between it.
Oh.
Otherwise it's just too sweet. Um, so
Oh.
I like a little bit of that salty crunch in there, like, I think that makes
Yeah.
any peanut butter and jelly sandwich
Okay.
just so much more amazing. But I
Oh,
do enjoy, without the potato chip, a grilled peanut butter and cheese.
like in a frying
Yeah,
pan?
yeah. You're just
Oh,
gonna have to trust me. Like,
okay.
it is so good. Again, now the person I'm married to says it's disgusting, but he knows
Mhm.
nothing. He knows
Yeah.
he does not know of what he speaks, and he doesn't
Yes.
listen to my show, so there.
Right. Perfect. Apparently mine does.
Right, exactly. And, like, if you're not gonna listen, I'm gonna talk about you. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's a given.
That's right. Too bad for you, Darren. Okay, well, I think the sandwich question is very important now. Okay, the next one. Now, do you think animals are scary? And if so, then do you think one is scariest?
Alligators.
Okay, that's fair. Do they come across your life in Canada?
No, no.
Okay.
I'm like, whenever I'm
In
watching
the
a
backyard or
show,
anything.
no. Although there is some kind of like aquarium alligators or crocodiles somewhere.
Okay, just is it the teeth
The
and the
teeth and the way they
lurking?
just hover with their
Yeah,
eyeballs out of the water, and
yes,
then
the
you see
lurking.
people swimming and doing their things like it's not like there's alligator there and swimming there, and they don't know.
And Tammy, I don't
Terrifying.
know if you realize this, but their eyes do protrude.
I know. It's disgusting. It's scary. It's
Well,
like googly eyes. If they had googly eyes, then I'd be okay.
right. Well, I'm back to saying raccoon,
Okay.
because it happened again last night. Like, we are just yes.
No.
Yes,
Oh.
so we have got, like, a murderous raccoon living in our
Yeah.
woods, and again, my friend said that, like, once they get a taste of the chickens, they keep coming back, but this raccoon now, like, it's 3. He's killed 2 of our chickens, and he's
Mm.
injured a 3rd, and
Oh.
it just is, and we're doing everything we can to protect our ladies, but boy, this
Mhm.
raccoon is crafty, and
Ah.
now, like, they have a bloodlust that is just
Yeah.
so terrible,
Oh.
and I think like I've said before, I think I've seen too many social media videos of, like, really great, cute raccoons that people have, like,
Yes.
in their house, and, like, they have them as family
Yeah.
members. Those are not the raccoons I have. I have the ones
Yeah.
who are killing my chickens, and I love my chickens so much, but the thing is
Yeah.
too, like, I can live in harmony with the raccoon, just leave my chickens alone. Like, can't we
Yeah.
just live side by side? Like,
Yeah.
why you gotta come and mess with my chickens?
Yeah.
I
Have you
know.
tried trapping it?
Yeah, that's well, see, the thing about raccoons in our experience, they're
There's
so
more
easy
of
to
them.
catch. Yeah, there's so many, but they're easy to catch because they love, cat food or dog food, and
Mhm.
for a while there, we did have Darren's raccoon relocation program.
Yes.
Because we're not the killing type, and
Yeah,
so
exactly.
he would relocate them and bring them to a place that has a
Mm.
water source in the woods away from our house, and then
Mhm.
he would even leave them a bag of like, he'd dump out a bag of dog food, like a
Mhm.
consolation gift. Like, it's a
Aw.
very nice thing he does.
Yes. That's the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
It's so sweet, it's so sweet. And then he just stopped because on our orchard cameras, like, he would relocate one raccoon, and then the next day on our cameras, there would be, like, 18 more. Like, it's just like it
Oh,
totally did not
no.
work. But this murderous raccoon, like, we have to
Mhm.
do something different now. Like, they're just not, like, behaving the rules of Big Raven Farm, so
No kidding.
I
Oh,
know.
do you
So
know they
sad.
flatten themselves?
Yes. That too is scary.
Yes.
Like, just
Okay,
stop
maybe
being
that's
weird.
scarier, yeah.
Right? Exactly. See, and all my friends here are like, we're all in the chicken drama, the chicken
Okay,
and the raccoon drama. Like, it is
yeah.
just so much. Even Trevor here has a friend from Europe who'd never seen a raccoon and was surprised that when she was poking at it, wasn't scared of her. Oh, I know, right? Because raccoons can be so scary. Thank you, Trevor. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
But
All
they're
right.
so cute.
I know, they are a deceiver. They are a
I know,
deceiver.
they lie.
All right, so now I'm gonna come back to you, and I wanna know,
Mhm,
you are an artist, you got your lap studio, like, you've invented a product, like, you doing all of these things in your art life. What does that
mhm.
mean to you? Like, what does it mean that you're an artist?
Mm, it's who I am.
Yeah.
So, is that being an artist? Like, I just am an artist. It's who I am.
Mhm.
It's it saves me. And this is the only way I can be me.
Agreed. It's my most authentic self as well.
Exactly.
And
There's even a
do you
word
ever
for
have,
it.
do you ever have someone like Darren will say, he'll say, I'm an engineer and Jolene's an artist. And then everyone that he says that to is like, oh, they're like, oh, like that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I get what that means. Does that
Yeah.
have does that happen with you too? Like, oh, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Well, Trevor's a climate scientist, so and I'm the artist.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? It just makes sense. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I feel identified and home, and I feel like
Mhm.
in all of the hats I wear, I mean, I love being a wife, I love being a mom. Yep, 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 love
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Um, put that over here to the side.
Yeah.
Um, and the titles that are just about me specifically,
Mhm.
artist fits me best. And I would
Mhm.
say too that now that I kind of think about that a little bit, I feel kind of artistic in my role as a mom too. You know,
Same.
like
Yeah.
there is
Cooking,
yeah, like there's
decorating my
some
house.
nuance to that for me. Like I feel I approach that with my artisticness as well. You
Yeah.
know, not very rigid. I've never been really punitive. Maybe that's
Mhm.
why I have such naughty kids. No.
Yep.
They're all grown-ups and I'm teasing.
Yeah, same. Mine are too.
All right. So is there a sound or a noise that you love?
Mm. I love scissors cutting fabric.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love it. Um, I love when our electric car goes like when it starts to accelerate.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Mhm." How was that for you?
It was perfect. It was absolutely
Okay,
perfect.
okay.
Those are really good sounds.
Yeah.
I love I it annoys me somewhat, but, like, I also really love the sound of my dog licking his paws. He does it all the time, and it's just one of those, like, I know that he's doing his thing, and he's
Yeah,
just right there, and, like, I just I love listening to that little critter. He's just so amazing.
right.
Is there a sound or noise then that you're just like, don't like it. Don't like that sound or noise, like, not at
Yeah, I
all?
do. Foam touching stuff.
Oh,
Even
you mean
like
like the bubbles kinda
no, no, like sleeping bed or like
oh, those,
upholstery
like, foam
foam.
topper things?
Foam, like seating cushions. Oh, it's so horrible. So dry.
I can't think of that sound.
Like, when people touch it, it's like
Oh.
it's like it's like
I
this.
love I love that this is so deep and meaningful for you, and I'm still like, "I don't get it. I can't what
Yeah,
is it?" Like, but you're still like, I love like, you and
yeah,
I could be, like, coffee friends. Like, we could be
yeah,
like
okay. And I'll try
oh
to
my
make
gosh.
the sound of foam.
Right, foam. Okay, we're gonna believe you. All right,
Yeah.
what about this one? So, other
Mm.
than the profession that you have, is there one that you would like to try? Is there like something out there where you're like, "Ooh, I would really like to be a ballroom dancer," or
A baker.
"Oh yeah, like what like sweet goods,
Yeah,
savory, like what you gonna bake?"
yeah. Sweets.
Yeah.
Sweets. I love baking cupcakes and muffins,
Mhm,
so
mhm,
maybe cinnamon buns and
mhm,
be
mhm.
creative about it and make vegan ones.
Oh, that's cool. I
Mhm.
think that I think I would like to be like a public speaker, but
Ah,
not like 5 ways to improve your like, not like that.
okay.
More like not anything terribly cheesy, but more like like art. Like how art
Mm,
can make you like this whole thing about like releasing your brain and living authentically and
mhm.
maybe perhaps connecting to some happiness or like just the energy that I get from this role of talking to people about
Mhm,
it, like, I could
mhm.
see myself doing that in some kind of way, although
Like,
I
you should
can't quite
have a podcast.
right? I
I
should.
know.
I should have a podcast. But
Yeah,
yeah, like a podcast, like, in real life, like, where,
yeah. How
and
about a TED Talk?
yeah, and there would be an activity, right? Like then I would lead them in a little artsy thing because like
Yeah.
I don't like to just be talked at. Like I like to do at
Mhm.
the same time.
Same,
So
yeah.
I don't know what that job is, but I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. But that's the thing
Mhm.
that I think about sometimes.
Yeah,
Is
you'd be
there a
good at it.
profession where you're just like, I'm not doing that. Nope,
Mm,
nope, nope, nope.
nurse.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, that
Mhm.
seems so hard.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, I would agree with you. I think that their tolerance for nonsense and like everything they have to put up with. And like my
Mhm.
daughter works in senior care and she takes care of people at their most vulnerable. And like her
Yes.
job is just so gross sometimes. God
Yeah.
bless. Oh, I admire
Mhm.
those people so much. I
Mhm.
don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
All right. Final one. Here's the last one. So because
Okay.
we are the Happy Time Craft Cast,
Mm.
Tammy, what brings you the most happiness?
So many things.
Oh, that's good. I love
Mhm.
that for you, that it's a great big list.
Yeah. I love, my parents are, like, master beautiful gardeners, and they
Oh,
have 10 acres of, uh, just half forest and, like, half
mhm.
gorgeous gardens,
Oh, that's awesome.
and, when you walk around their
Mhm,
place, you can hear all the birds and the different parts of their yard,
mhm.
almost smell different as you're walking through. There's, like, flowers, and they have, like, a woodland garden, and just being there and all those smells and
That sounds
look yeah,
amazing.
the beauty and stuff. Yeah.
I could do
Beautiful things.
do you take your lap studio out there?
I hadn't until last summer I did. Yeah, and I painted, succulents
I love
with
that.
it. And I was like, "Oh, could anything be better?"
Right.
Sitting here with my lap studio and succulents, like, they're so fun to paint with granulating watercolor.
I love that. We're gonna let you have that last word because that absolutely sounds like I feel happy just listening about it, so thank you so
Yay.
much. Tammy, you have been a delight to spend time with. Thank you so much for
Oh,
being here, and, like, there were so many of you here live today. Thank you, everyone. We sure do appreciate it. And let me remind you of, Tammy's generous, discount code for listeners of the Happy Time Craftcast. It's a
mhm,
URL today, and it's embellishstudios.com, and studios is plural, yeah,
mhm. Yep,
embellishstudios.com
yep.
slash happy time, and that's 25% off on the lap studio. So please make sure you get on over there and support Tammy and Trevor and all the wonderful things that they're doing at Embellish Studios. Tammy, thank you. It has been such a good time. I really appreciate that you had an hour to spend with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. What an honor.
Oh my gosh, my absolute pleasure. And I do hope that you will join me next time. Can you believe it? It's already episode 57. Natalie Keller Parino is going to be with us next week, which is July 23rd. And we were talking about lettering today. So, how appropriate. Natalie is the artist behind Natterdoodle. So, she creates
Mhm.
bold hand lettered designs that add color, creativity, and joy to everyday life. She's got stickers and prints and accessories and all kinds of stuff. So Natalie will be with me next week on the Happy Time Craftcast. So thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a really happy day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.